Touchdown. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Red square,
Touchdown.
what's a buckle for me friend them?
Touchdown.
We have beat that one here on the head, you know. We have beat it.
Hello again.
Well, then I go
everyone.
forget it.
How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm like Red Square, and we're there again.
Yes.
Another episode, you see me I say? Never like this. In stores, no. You understand me I say? On all streaming platforms, anywhere you go right now, whether it be Apple, Google,
Spotify, Pandora,
anywhere at all
stream
you go
music.
right now, the rhythm is called Good Morning World. See? Good Morning World Rhythm. And myself is on it. I'm like Red Square. Let me tell you who else is on it. Quickly. Before we go into no introductions. Because you don't know. At the work.
And make sure you guys check out the videos on YouTube right now.
Yeah. Shot and edited by yours truly. You know, so you don't know. The work is the work. Yeah, so Bono Shapis Music, big up yourself, that's the producer, see? I'm like Red Square, Jalep and Damiano, see? Or Domino, Domeno. So if I pronounce the name right or wrong, I don't know. Domeno. See? Jalep and Amlak Red Square. Good Morning World Rhythm in stores now. My
Make sure
track
you
is
guys
called
check that out.
Never Like This. I
Make sure you
beat it in
guys
on
check
it.
it out.
Yeah.
Also, before we even get into anything, I want to do a quick shout out to all of the viewers all over the world that are viewing our podcast. We're gonna mention one, so we gotta mention all.
Yeah.
So here we go. United States, France, Jamaica, Ghana, United Kingdom, Ireland, Russia, Germany, Turks and Caicos, Guadeloupe, Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago, Sweden, Singapore, India, Switzerland, Netherlands, Spain, Chile, and United Arab Emirates. We thank you guys so much for your support. We greatly appreciate it, and we hope that you will continue to listen to us and continue to hold a vibe with us and reason with us, you know. Make sure you guys also remember that our visuals are always, if you're listening, streaming, you know, through Apple or any other streaming sites, make sure you guys go and check out the visuals for each and every episode of our podcast on YouTube at Amlak Red Square Official.
Yeah. And also, I want to also say that if you want to support the podcast, as of this episode now, we're gonna start putting our Cash App info in the description.
Oh,
yes,
we are?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So
That's
if you
news
want
to
to
me.
support, if you want to see us grow, come talk with us. You know, it's easier to connect with us for merch, you know, things like that, because the merch is coming soon also, you know what I mean? So we got to kind of set up shop, so to speak, you know what I mean? So that, you know, whoever wants to support us genuinely can. And when the merch ready, when you can connect with us easy, you know, it's much easier than going through all of these technicalities when it comes to buying merch. You know, you can talk to us easily through email or DMs or whatever, and we work it out for you. Seeing so, look forward to the merch coming soon. And
It's all news to me. I'm just getting exposed to this.
yeah,
as you guys are.
if you wanna support the thing, you don't know the Cash App info is gonna be there.
And let me just know too.
Support the thing.
But
You know what I mean,
yeah, thank you guys for joining us on another episode. Today we're gonna start with our plugs. Make sure you guys shop with us at justbagit.com, JUSBAGIT.com for all your reusable shopping totes. Make sure you guys shop NikkiGlitzCosmetics.com for all of your loose glitters. Make sure you shop Simply Rose for all your home decor.
yeah.
Nobody got home goods, nobody got them store there. Simply Rose, she got all of that y'all need. She hook it up, make sure y'all have your place looking nice and, you know what I'm saying, beautiful,
She got a website,
elegant.
or she's on Instagram.
She's on Instagram, Simply Rose. She will be having a website coming out soon, I
Simply
think.
Rose.
Yeah. Also, 90 Day Win podcast. Make sure you guys check that out on all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
The book 90 Day Win, Ignite the Go Getter Within. Make sure you guys go and grab that book. It's on
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes.
Also, to the Wing Zone in East Meadows, Long Island. Make sure you guys go and check them out. If you guys are in New York City, tri-state area, make sure you stop by Wing Zone in East Meadows to get all of your delicious meals.
Yeah.
Pure White Cleaners in New York. You need your place sanitized or clean during or after Corona. Make sure you guys link them up. Get your place, you know what I'm saying, nice and clean. Pure White.
Yeah.
Who else?
House of Loaves.
House of Loaves
Down here in
out
New Kingston, Jamaica.
Make sure you guys go
Make
check
sure
out the
you
food
check out
truck,
the food truck.
breakfast.
You don't
Yeah,
know.
House of Loaves.
Dress up on yourself.
Cromanti Experience.
Cromanti Experience.
Make sure you guys check him
Maroon
out.
Town Tours.
Yes.
Cultural tours.
Cultural tours. So make sure you guys, if you want, if you're coming to Jamaica or you're already on the island and you want to get into something adventurous where you can really get to know about your roots, you know, make sure you guys check him out. Cromanti Experience
Yes,
on
sir.
Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
I think that's it for today. I don't remember anyone else.
Basically, before we get into the topic, I also wanted to big up my brother Exile Brave. You know, he's releasing
Exile.
his project. I think it's probably out in stores now as well. Affinity, Project Affinity, seen? And I am featured on it as well. So you don't know me, I have to big up my brother. Even if me never feature, you don't know Exile a good youth, great youth. So we have to big up the artist Exile Brave, seen? Project
Make sure you
Affinity.
guys go check him out on all streaming
Yeah.
platforms.
It's
His
out.
music is everywhere.
It's out,
Yeah.
seen? So Exile Brave, big up yourself. We're gonna be reviewing
The album.
that
yes.
project as well when, you know, we get our ears to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I've been thinking about a topic. We've been thinking about a topic to really kick off this episode, and it's I have a question that I maybe wanted to ask. See?
Okay.
Do women or men ever truly get over being cheated on? Is forgiveness real?
It depends on the person who you're dealing with, I would honestly say. But for me, being that we've been in a situation, yeah, forgiveness is something that is real. It just takes time, I would say. It's not something that would just happen just overnight, or it's not something that would just, you know, magically say, okay, well, you know, we're good again and everything is back to normal the way it was before, you know, the situation. So I would definitely say, for me, yes, it is. And also for me, it would take, like, it's timing. Like, it's timing for me. It's not just something where if we have a situation right now, I'm going to be able to look at it and say, okay, well, within 2 weeks or a month or 3 months I can get over it. Like it's something
That will
that
take a while.
some
And it depends
people-
on what it is.
Exactly, depending on what it is, depending on how deep this relationship was or this cheating experience, like what it really is. Like it depends on that for me. Like I would definitely have to sit there and really look at what I know of the situation and say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to be doing or this is what I'm not going to be doing. But it is something that I think that can, one can get over. It's just how long it's going to take. But I know some women are out there, and a lot of women do feel like once a cheater, always a cheater.
It seems
And-
like majority of women
I don't
have
think
this
I wouldn't say
notion that
I wouldn't
once a
say
cheater, always a
majority.
cheater, and it makes no sense you forgive because you're expecting this to happen again sometime soon
Yeah,
or
but for
sometime
me-
in the
all right,
future.
All right, for me now, my thing is just we're human. Shit happens. You get what I'm saying? Like mistakes are made, and some of them are truly mistakes, and some are just shit that you wanted to get into. So it's
So the shit that you wanted to get into, those are the things that are hard to forgive.
yeah for me. A mistake I can understand. A little one time, I can understand that. I can look past. For me, I can't speak
Yeah,
for
but
all
then-
other women, but for me, I can look past.
The question then becomes, after you've gotten yourself into something that you wanted to get into, right? And the outcome of the whole situation ends up being that you ended up choosing one or the other, or the situation, whatever the situation ended up being. And why is it still so hard for a woman to say, okay,
Because you
I was the one that was, chosen then, so to speak. And for lack of a better term, because it sounds horrible.
chosen.
Yeah, it sounds horrible. So for lack of a better term, but you know exactly what I mean. They ended up being in a situation where this is where you ended up staying, and this is where things ended up to this point where things ended up to the point where you're still together with that person after whatever happened. Now, why is it so difficult now to say, okay,
I'm gonna look past it. Or I'm
not
gonna
look
get
past,
over
but
it.
just move on? Like
Because-
why does it
Because,
still
as you
linger?
said, because you chose to do that. You chose to hurt me. You chose to put me in this situation. So therefore, I'm gonna just take my time and do what I want when I want. Like it's gonna be on my time, and it's gonna be when I feel like I'm fully over the situation. And if you feel like you cannot deal with that time frame or deal with whatever is coming with it, then that's a decision that you have to make to say, okay, well, I got to move on because this is not fit for me mentally or whatever the situation is.
Yeah, but then suppose me deciding to move on is not what you really want.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, I'm going to take my time with this. I'm going to make sure that I'm mentally in a space where I'm like, okay, I'm not looking at you and want to just stab your eyes out. Like, it takes time. It takes time because for me, I'm not the type of female where I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to blame the other female only. Your ass is getting 60% of the blame because you're married to me and you knew what you was doing.
All right.
For her now, if she knew about me, then that's a different story. If you know about me, yeah, you want to get dragged. Like, you want to be a part of the situation. So I'm going to put you in it. Like,
Right.
we're going to have a circus all together. So, like, that's a different story. But if you didn't know that he's married or you were just plunged in a situation and you fell for this man, because shit like that do happen. Where she's out there and she see you and, you know what I'm saying, she's feeling you or whatever the case is, and she's not aware that you're a married man and you don't disclose that information. That is something I can look past because you were deceptive to her.
Right,
You were
right.
deceitful to her. She wasn't a willing participant.
Right.
So that's for me, like, stuff like that I can look past. But when she knows that
Becomes a
you're a
willing
yes,
participant
when
now.
she knows that you're a married man and she become that willing participant with saying, well, guess what? I'm going to just take the risk and do whatever and just enjoy my time. Then, bitch, you're going to get dragged. And that's just what's going to
Deserve
be.
to get
Yeah, exactly.
A beating.
Exactly. Like you're to blame as much as he is to blame because you knew what you were doing and you knew what you were getting yourself into. It's not about, okay, well, he's not married, I'm not married to him or this, that, and the third. It's not about being married to him or being married to her. It's about understanding and just being respectful of someone's situation. And if you feel like you can't be respectful of someone's situation, then guess what? If the wife decides that she want to put hands on you or the husband, it is what it is. Because you became a willing participant by saying, yes, I know about everything, all aspects of the relationship, and I still choose to get involved, then
right.
that's a different story.
Yeah, understood.
So for me, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's a situation like that now where she knows that you're married and you guys get into this whole, you know what I'm saying, relationship rendezvous thing, like whatever it is that you guys want to call it, like that's a different story. And that's something where, okay, y'all really want me to show my ass because y'all both came together and knew that it was wrong.
And then
that's harder for me to look past.
Yeah, and then that's where my next question comes now. It may be a situation now where it may be so difficult to get past that the forgiveness is non-existent. It won't happen.
I wouldn't say the forgiveness would be non-existent, but it would take time, and especially if it's disrespect there for me. That's like, it's extra time in for me. And it's not saying I'm doing it to be spiteful or vindictive or anything of such, but it's just like, this is my process that I'm going to have to take to get to the space that I need to be at.
And a man just have to respect the process.
Exactly, and if you can't
or
respect the process, exactly. But if you can't
the
respect the process, then you just got to make a decision whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. Yeah. But at the end of the day, whether it's something that I want, yes or no, it's going to have to be my peace of mind, or being in a relationship that is toxic and is not good for me and I'm all over the place. Like, that's not going to work.
You know, I mean, there's no excuses, you know, on the cheating person's part. But, you know,
your thing
after
is just
a while,
how long is it going to take to get back into the good graces?
Yeah, you want to get back into that groove. I mean, you know you're never ever going to get back to that place.
It might never ever be like what it used to be because the trust and everything is broken. But I would never say that it cannot be rebuilt if it's something that both parties want
to do.
If it's something that both parties want and are willing to really say, all right, we're going to look past this, or we're going to put this on the back burner and focus on us and focus on what we're trying to do, then that's a different story. Yeah. But if it's going to be like...
that now becomes the real test.
Exactly, and that's the real test, and that's to show how strong your relationship is. Yeah. If you can get past stuff like that, because people do feel like, okay, once you cheat, you're always going to cheat, as we were talking about earlier. But people love God and them sin same way, no? The same Christian, them will go in a church same way and praise, hallelujah, Jesus, this, that, and the third, or whatever religion you are. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, we all do things against.
As Arvil said too, you know, it's a part of the whole process, you know, of the whole anatomy and nature.
Listen, if that's the whole anatomy of nature of man and woman should be given that same freedom to have that same growth. Because if you men are saying that, okay, it's a part of our anatomy, so we don't have feelings as well as women. We don't want to explore as women.
And you do. For the most part, women do.
But we do have women like that,
and
which
do
is
it
the
better.
top pockets,
do it
side
better.
pieces.
Do it better.
I mean,
so,
definitely.
We're not talking about like thoughts. We're talking about married women.
Oh, we're not talking about side bitches.
No, we're talking about married women that maybe want go outside of them relationship
to explore because they feel it's boring or whatever the case is.
And they do that, and the man don't know.
Yeah, it happens. I've never said that.
Whole heap of time, majority of the time. It's just that the man.
Whoa.
Yeah,
now
it's just that
a little bit too much
majority
now.
of the time, it's just that the man don't know how to do it, and the woman have a better understanding of how to.
How is it that y'all don't know how to do something that you guys do so often? That makes no sense to me, though. Like, that's the most backwardest, foolishest thing ever. Like, how could you not know how to do something, but you guys do it so often?
I don't know.
And you guys get caught so often. Like, it's the dumbest thing ever. Like, if you know you ain't good at something, just give it up, playboy. Like, it ain't for you.
Part of nature too, you know.
Guess the stupidity is a part of nature of men, because that don't make no sense at all to me. Like, that just is mind-blowing. Like, how could you? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's something that is hard for women to forgive. Some women are just caught within the. Let me think how to phrase this now. In the stereotype of what a relationship, of what society see things, and don't really think for themselves. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of women will look and say, "Oh, he cheated," and then she'll tell it to her cousin or somebody, everybody, "Oh, he's gonna do it again." He's, you rarely have that person that's next to you saying, "Okay, well, maybe this was a mistake. Give him another try. Try to see how you could work it out. Go to counseling. Do something. Speak to someone that's, a mentor, whatever it is that can help you guys through this time."
Yeah.
You rarely find relationships like that. And that's what we need more of, because you giving up and going to the next relationship, it's the same thing that's happening within the next relationship. Like, every man are prone to the same thing. No man is perfect. So you're not going to leave
Or
this
woman.
one and go, let's talk about the man them come on.
Or
But
woman.
you can't go to, like, I'm not saying that you're supposed to just stick with someone if they continue to cheat on you. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you're going through something and you do happen to go through a situation, you have to go through situations within a relationship to find out, the test of how strong you guys' relationship are.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to just have a strong relationship and a strong bond without going through anything. Not saying that that should be a test for you guys to go through, but it is something that many couples do go through.
Many. Yeah.
So my thing is just try to really sit down and really talk to your partner. If it's something that you both want, then I would say, yeah, definitely work it out and try to see where, you can fix things if it's repairable. If you see that it's not repairable and it's not going to be a good situation for you, then you just keep it pushing. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more than one apple on the tree.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
if he's not for you, then
Or
you just-
she's not for you.
McKenna says she's not for you. Massa, leave me alone.
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
All right.
That's what I'm saying,
But
you say if he's not, and I'm saying if she's not. Yeah, defend.
Okay.
My
great. Great. Your kind, the shitty kind. Okay. But it's just something that you guys really have to sit down and talk about. If it's something that you really want, it
Then
can
the
be.
forgiveness will be in play.
At
some
will
point
be,
in time.
It will be a stepping stone to the right place, to somewhere
Getting back.
somewhere back,
Somewhere
somewhat
close.
back to
Yeah.
close to what it used to be, because it will never be as what it was. So it's best that you guys just sit down and really talk about it and have open communication. If it's something that you guys really want, you work on it. You speak to a therapist, you speak to a family friend, whoever it is that gives you comfort and really understand and give non-biased opinions and advice.
Yeah.
So it's important to have that and just to be open with each other and just be able to sit down and really tell each other how you feel, because that's one thing that we've been through. Like, it was a hard time for us, but at the same time, it's like we had to sit down and really get to the bottom line of it. Like, okay, this is what happened, this is what didn't happen, this is what we're about to move past, and we're about to rebuild and get this thing back on track. But at the same time, it's still giving each other space. You still have to give that spouse the space. Not too much space, because too much space ain't good. Because you get too much space, then terror now come in and... So, you want to make sure that you give...
Note to self.
You want to make sure that, you give some room
Tyrone,
to...
watch yourself.
You want to make sure that you give some room to, for your partner to be able to think and have a clear mind when, you are being able to communicate. You guys do feel like you want to sit down and really discuss, the situation at hand. But it's a hard thing to go through. But at the end of the day, like, I don't feel like no one can't repair a relationship after cheating.
Yeah.
I don't feel like forgiveness is non-existent after cheating. Like,
Okay.
they're all there still. It just takes time for it to get back into place, because a partner's trust was, lost, and, a
Truly,
lot of
truly.
things were broken within that person or the relationship, because that person might have a high, have you on a high pedestal in their mind, and really value you as who you are to them as a partner or as an individual, So you don't really know how that person view you. So you just have to make sure that you try to, keep things on a balance when it comes to the communication. You guys try to be level-headed when you're speaking. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So just be mindful of that. Speak in a nice tone. Don't be too aggressive. Even when you want to knock their head off. But don't be too aggressive. You have to just still be mindful that this is the person that you love and respect. And you want to still give that respect even when you were disrespected. You still want to try to give that much so that you can be able to sustain or try to keep whatever is left that's still there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good to know.
But forgiveness is something that I think that is possible after
Transgressions.
Infidelity. I'll use that word.
Yeah.
So
just let us know
how
let us
you
know.
guys feel
Yeah.
about this episode. Tell us
Yeah.
what you think. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you guys hit that little ding ding bell so every time we drop a new episode, you guys are notified.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I'm your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square. Peace out.
What good
Stay
people?
tuned. We got a lot more coming. Yeah?
Season 2.
Bless.
It's gonna be our outro. Dun, 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 dun. Boom.